Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of The Outer Worlds. We have made it across to Monarch and I think we're going to start off by having Max's quest selected. See if we can't figure something out about this over at the Stellar Bay landing pad. So we're going to take Max out and we'll take Ellie out as well because she's been pretty good. Always nice having a medic along for the ride. Okay, first time here. Let's have a look at the map. It looks pretty much like a spaceport straight away. I guess that goes outside into, yeah. We're going to have quite an area to explore. Okay, well, we'll start off by exploring the bay itself a little, I think. See if we can get a feel for it. Who's in charge? Where's the vendor? In between the last episode and this one, I went through and marked our various items as junk so they're ready to sell. Ooh, we've got a little lift as well, taking us straight down into town. And some kind of welcoming party.
Hey, hold on there. I gotta sign you in.
Okay.
Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right?
Yeah, that's right. That is my ship on the landing pad right next to you.
I knew it. See, I made what you'd call a logical deduction.
Oh,
You
God.
must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off.
It's fair, but it takes more than a few gunships to scare me.
Wish more folk could say that. Gets awful quiet guarding a landing pad that never gets used.
Surely it's
You
better
may not
to
have heard,
not have
you
any
being new, but Stellar Bay
difficulty.
hardly ever gets off-road traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes.
All right, lay it on me.
On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in house.
Oh, no.
Please state your name for the records.
Me? I'm Alex Hawthorne.
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill.
Well, thanks, Grim. Is Stellar Bay really that isolated?
We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago.
Well, this is definitely not what I expected to find here.
That'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly.
Mostly for the raptidons or the cannibals? So the board's been lying about this place, eh?
Oh, sure. It makes Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell.
Ah, the nostalgic stench of home. Can't say I miss the day-to-day of living in Edgewater.
I bet.
Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have a look around town.
Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you?
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
And if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
It'll cost you. What is it?
I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
Sure. If I find Celia, I'll ask about it.
Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Okay. Well, thanks, Grim. Really nice to be greeted by you. Before we go into town, we'll just have a little look around and see what else there is. Yoink. Nothing to see here. 5 seconds to pick her pocket. But we got it all. Nothing else really worthwhile over here. Funny how things just go missing, isn't it? We're not strapped for cash, so we don't need to do that. Let's get to the vending machine and just clear our inventory. So, selling our junk takes us from 181 down to 98 in terms of weight. We've got a little bit more because we're now carrying an extra gun, flintlocks, pistol. No, that's someone else's. Ooh. The Inferno scythe does look very good. I had a look at the stats before I marked it as junk in my inventory. Not that great. At least not for us. Probably have to spend a fair bit upgrading it, but sure damn looks nice. So we've got the Yacht Club.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here. Light years from
She's
Earth,
so
going
patient.
about
She's like,
our lives.
yeah,
Every
whatever
time
you're
a punch
saying.
clock peels, a worker earns his meals.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I thought you were quoting It's a Wonderful Directorate.
Another evicted person. Okay, let's head in to the Yacht Club. Hey there, Maguire.
Well, well. Isn't often we see new folk in Stellar Bay. First drink's on me, stranger.
Oh, great. I always like freebies. Thanks.
Enjoy. If you plan on sitting through Nyoka's stories, you might could use a few.
Huh.
I could use a few and telling them myself.
Now what can I do for you?
Well, actually, we're here to talk to Nyoka, so how well do you know Nyoka?
Anyone who spends any amount of time in this bar is bound to get to know Nyoka. On account of her being here so often herself. And I don't mean that unkindly. Anyone who's rid us of as many beasts as you have is entitled to a few drinks. Something else I can do for you?
Ooh, let's have a look at what you've got for trade, just in case there's something amazing in here. It's all actually drink. Okay. I think we'll leave them alone. But seeing as Nyoka's right here, let's move on with the
And the little bastard's slippery,
Radio Free
right?
Monarch
On account of its
quest.
blood, so it's sliding all over the place, trying to crawl away, getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud.
Let's just listen.
But I gotta get in there, get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, shit, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here.
Yeah, you
Who are
saw me
you?
just a second ago. So, I'm Fatash. Pleasure to meet you.
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll.
Yeah, Monarch
Nice
Stellar
change of
Industries
pace.
doesn't necessarily seem
Buy me
like
a
a
drink, will you?
the best employer. I'm told you can get me to an information broker.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You'll have to get me something to clear my head.
How long is it going to take you to sober up? So how much time do you need?
More than you have, I suspect. I plan to sit here and drink until I find myself awoken sober.
Okay. What do you need?
Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of...
Caffeine pills.
I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good.
Yeah, I
I'm
bet
cut
they
off
are.
for the month on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
Just the one? Steroid or caffeine something's... Yeah. What if I can't... Oh, you mean caffeinoid? That's just a stimulant.
Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
Alright, I'll be back. Okay. In the meantime, we can have a little look around here and see what there is. So we don't want to be stealing in the open. I wonder if we could just, like, buy caffeinoids. Not from here, by the looks of it. Unless... No, that's just canned salt tuna. And, yeah, various bits of ammo. How about upstairs? If we stand out of sight, we might be able to do some stealing, but probably not worth it. Storeroom. Let's grab that all. And what's that? Baked beans. Empty storeroom, so strange. Okay, I think we're done here. Let's head down and find the next place. Good that we found Nike straight away, though. That's nice and convenient. I wonder where the dispensary's going to be. That's probably the headquarters.
Wrapped musk and canid eyes, right here.
Sebastian Adams Wildlife Emporium. I mean, right now... There's too many people around looking in our direction. Let's have a chat.
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in a raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails? You look like a woman who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts.
This does not seem like the kind of vendor that we intended to come and see. But let's have a look at what he's got.
Celia hasn't come by in a few days, so I haven't sold much.
I mean, I suppose there are some benefits to some of these. Yeah. How about if we pay to repair? That's not too expensive for most of the stuff. It's definitely worth us repairing our laser pistol. And the armor's not quite at the point where it's going to need anything. Repair the tac shotgun. And the rest can wait for the moment. Although,
you look like a woman
I do want to know why I would want any of it.
Parts.
He might tell us something interesting.
I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something.
Ah, right, okay. Who's Celia, then?
She works for Sanjar at MSI. She's also Stellar Bay's biggest collector of canid incisors. And I should know, because she buys them from me.
Alright, now I see how you've got the business.
He came to Stellar Bay years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here. He was always real interested in our monsters. Mantiqueens, especially.
Okay, well that's good to know. Do you know why he was interested in them?
Who wouldn't be?
People who like self-preservation.
Now that just sounds like a fancy way to say boring people.
I like Sebastian. Let's
Like what?
Let's just head on. Maybe another time. Okay, so we didn't really learn much.
Please, will someone help me? My boy's in trouble.
Your boy?
Oh,
Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong. Like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature.
I'm already worried.
You have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
It's more dissolving than melting.
That is not helpful.
I think it's very helpful. So the fact that everyone's ignoring her means I think probably that it's not a child. Or it's not the first time, and like they constantly go away and come back. So, your child is missing. Where did you last see him?
Oh, I just knew you were a good person. Agnes, I said.
Get to the point. If it's urgent, get to the point.
And I was right. He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the raptidons, mantisaurs, and marauders, the toxic sulfur pools, and poisonous plants, but he didn't listen.
Is that because he's
Please,
a pet?
Won't you go and find my boy?
Did you say there was a reward?
Well, I guess I can't ask you to leave the town walls for free. It is deathly dangerous out there. I've got some bits saved up for a rainy day. I'll give you every last one if you just bring my Tucker back to me. I won't even be mad at him running off. You tell him I won't be
I'll
mad.
take all of your spare bits.
Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to fetch him home. You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he made it that far. I just know it.
You know, I might just bring him back dead.
If you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
This would have been good information before we agreed to help. So, carrying on exploring. Anyone watching? Nope. I'll have those then. A little bit of extra ammo never goes to waste. A little bit of extra flamethrower never goes to waste.
Quietly now.
Probably won't be much else around here, but seeing as it's set up as such a nice little parkour, best to check. Okay. Just a regular resident that's going outside. There is no way we're going to steal that without being seen. So I think we're pushing around to the next building, which might be Zeng's Emporium. I don't know, this is Zeng. Alright, hey Zeng.
Well, well. The only new folk I ever see in town are sublight runners from Fallbrook. But you don't look like one of Catherine's. What can I get you?
What have you got?
All sales are final, unless you threaten me. I'm kidding, don't threaten me.
Oh, quite a lot of stuff. Okay, so still no caffeine pills there. I mean, we could probably pick them up from the dispensary, as it said. And a whole bunch of stuff that we're not able to buy because we're not friendly enough yet. You're just a regular resident.
Help! Someone's been killed!
What the hell?
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Pull yourself together. Tell me what happened.
I clean the apartments while everyone's at work. I've seen all sorts of messes, but this...
Oh, right.
If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Rather than just having... I suppose it would cost, wouldn't it? So the lower one to the right. We can probably grab all this stuff. Oh yeah, something has definitely happened.
Not much I can do for this guy.
Alright, let's have a look around for clues. So there's the victim. Take the magnum. Mag pick. There might not be much for us to take, but better to take everything we can. I don't see anything obvious near the victim, but what's this? Tossable betting slip. Betting slip lists some incredibly bold wagers made for a team called Mostly Colonists from left field tossable betting. And I guess that gives us a place to go and check out. With the chair being knocked over, originally I thought maybe they tried to hang themselves or something. But now I'm thinking they were shot or thrown across the room. Let's have a look in here. Hastily packed suitcase. Several ragged outfits, all the same cut and colour, were stuffed into the suitcase. So they were running from debt. So we need to go and find left field tossable betting. We're going to make any head or tail of that. But while we're here, we can carry on looking in the other apartments. Ooh, look at this. This is a lot fancier. Hello. I'm just going to use your terminal and have a little read. Mr. Nandy, sorry to bother you about this, but something foul is leaking from the apartment upstairs. I don't know what Hilly is keeping up there, but it works for you, right? You think you could talk to her about it? And then the next. Isaac, can you please try to keep your windows shut? As I've tried to explain, leaving them open, especially when you've got food out, invites mantis swarms. And a mantis swarm infestation is everyone's problem. And then B-Hedge. Braxton, I know you keep odd hours. I know because I've heard you coming and going all times of the day and night. But maybe you could try to close your door a little more quietly? I have rather sensitive nerves, and every time I hear your door, I think we're in the middle of another Amber Heights. What the hell happened to Amber Heights then? Yeah. Well, while you're not watching, I will steal your vodka. And whatever those pills were. Pep pills, there we go. Yeah, it's going to be the specific caffeinoids that that Nyoka needs. Okay, let's leave this resident at least a bottle of purple berry punch. And we'll head upstairs.
Whatever you do, don't mention Tossball to Isaac. You'll never hear the end of it.
You know, I haven't seen him in a while.
If you'd gotten stuck in an hour-long rant about mostly colonists, you'd be thankful.
What's this over here? Let's have a look. Out for deliveries. Dropping a care package off with mothers in the old ruins south of Cellar Bay. Be back soon. Laura, I know you're reading this. Stay out of my things. So, Laura is sharing with someone else. Okay. Hey, Laura. I just came into your apartment.
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
That was quite loud. Didn't mean to scare you. I'll go. Can I...
You again! You've really got to stop doing that.
I was right in front of you. Alright. Well, you carry on with whatever it is you're doing. I'm just going to check if you've got anything in your pockets. Oh, you do, actually. I'll have all of that. Nothing in the toilet area. In fact, it looks like there's 3 people that stay in this apartment. Maybe one of them's out there. I can see that. So this is going to be Celia's apartment with the weird stuff leaking through, supposedly. So we'll grab the Inferno Scythe. Ooh, there's some nice stuff in there. And clearly something's been washed up. Verity's Breath Inhalant. Okay. Yeah, let's just take it all. Doesn't really explain what the stuff's getting used for, though. We're not going to steal just while those people are watching outside. Yeah, very strange. Okay, well, we were coming down this way before we got distracted, so... What's this little side building thing? This is a different bar. With Everett Jill in it, who doesn't really have anything to say.
Whoa,
And the
by
chef.
Stars, my poor heart. I just about pissed my jumpsuit.
Really, we're not sneaking up on everyone. Is everyone in this town chicken-livered?
Easy for you to say. You can hop into your spaceship and leave any time. This town is enough to try anyone's nerves.
Okay. How's that?
Where should I begin? With the oversized mantisaurs? Or perhaps the rats spewing acid at our walls? The board was right. This place isn't fit for human habitation. And I was a fool for staying.
That's kind of interesting that they weren't entirely lying then. So why did you decide to stay in the first place?
Sanjar, of course. He had all these glorious ideas about how he'd run Monarch. Rest periods between every work shift. No shift more than 10 hours long. It all sounds wonderful, until you realize there's only a few centimeters of repurposed steel between you and the deadliest creatures in the galaxy.
Right, yeah, that's quite the trade-off. Seems like you'd want more than centimeters.
That's what she said.
Yeah, Ellie.
There's truly no end to my suffering.
Ever thought about leaving Stellar Bay?
Only every day. But in case you haven't noticed, we don't exactly get ships on a regular basis, yours notwithstanding. And even if I did scrape together enough to buy passage out with sublight, which would mean reaching Fallbrook without getting eaten, shot, or dissolved into green goop, what then?
Yep. That's, well, why don't you just tell me?
Nothing. That's what. Because MSI is not in what you'd call good standing with the board. So even if I could get out of here, no one's gonna hire me.
Nah. That does sound rough.
Even talking about it has my blood pressure up. I've really gotta stop.
Okay, well, we'll leave.
Lucky you.
We'll leave Raymond to it. I don't think there's anything that we can really take within here. So let's have a little quick check upstairs. Ah, wrong button. Ooh.
I won't tell.
What's in the supply room? We can take all of that. An upgraded exosuit. Interesting. A couple of few nicks and knacks. Nothing to write home about, though. Worth having a good enough lockpick to get in. Not much other than that. Energy cells in the toilet. Okay, I think we are done in this place. So carrying on round, how are we doing? So we're about halfway round at the moment. We've still got the passion pills just up ahead. Nothing to do round there. Are you another street vendor? No, you're just a resident. And this place is not accessible either. Oh, no, don't jump into the electricity. That's how you get yourself frazzled. Does feel like this place is a bit falling apart. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, well, while we're here at the dispensary...
If Velma's capable of running the warehouse, she can certainly pick up her own caffeinoid.
Don't be so hard on her. With Brax missing, she's working doubles and needs a little edge.
Very well, dearie. But you stop by anytime you like, hmm?
Oh, okay.
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind.
Hi!
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with sweet cheeks like those, I'd remember.
You're operating at like
bedside manner,
an
lady.
11? Turn it down to a
It's
7.
so rare I get the pleasure of new company. What can Auntie Abigail do for you?
Caffeinoids, please.
And what a helpful young lady you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits.
Whiskey helps, too.
Please leave medical advice to professionals. Now, dearie, who's this pickup for?
Oh, well... We could flirt or we could lie. Let's lie.
I'm so sorry, but with the iconoclasts and the marauder filth chasing away what little trade we get, I'm afraid I have to reserve my supply for Stellar Bay residents. Our reserves have gotten so low, I've even had to start locking the supply room upstairs. Isn't it a shame what some people will do to get a little
Oh no,
extra?
we're gonna have to go and steal. Huh. Oh, that's just awful.
Isn't it just? I'd make an exception for you if I could, my little cherub. Is there anyone else needing a special pickup from Auntie Abigail?
Well, Nyoko as well.
Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry.
Well, there must be some way I can increase her allotment.
I'm afraid not. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them.
Okay, that's 2 options we've got then. I thought you were in charge around here. You ought to be.
Oh, you flatter an old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the customers. And to keep an extra key to the supply room for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his.
Oh, she's got a key on her. Forgetful flower, eh?
Careless experimentation with medicinal substances does take its toll, eventually.
But until then, it's lots of fun.
Thanks for your input, Ellie.
Episodic pharmacological delirium is no laughing matter, young lady.
Okay. I guess I'll have to figure this out on my own.
Chin up, dearie.
Doop 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 doop. No one's gonna see. Probably should have closed the door, but this is fine. Oh, I must have dropped something behind you. In the meantime, let's pop and get those pills. Oh, there's also the terminal that we can use up here. So the cash and medicine, it's directly in that one, but while we're up in her own room. We'll take everything that we can. That goes outside, so we don't really care about that. Close. Grab everything from up here. And there is the caffeinoid. Okay, well, we should also use the terminal. So, employee login, we're going to see if we can hack our way in. Please enter your assigned login credentials. If you've forgotten your assigned login credentials, please report to your supervisor for reassignment. Cool. Please select from the following menu options. So, we're going to go patient records. Let's view Nyoka's. Ooh. Liver damage likely the result of prolonged alcoholism. Attitude problems likely the result of prolonged alcoholism. Frequent social withdrawal likely the result of prolonged alcoholism. Let's check our own record. Patient not found. Okay, data storage. Let's have a look for E. Williams. Notes from experiments as conducted by Dr. E. Williams. So reaction and pep you up. I'd hypothesized that this combination might awaken my mind and senses to the greater realities around us. That is true, and it seems my faculties were quite overwhelmed in this instance. Shortly after the dosage, I experienced cold sweats, tremors, and mild paranoia. It's perhaps due to these latter effects that most of my notes from this episode are of little use. Nevertheless, the effects were most invigorating. I'll have to attempt a milder dosage once the heart palpitations subside. Wow. Okay, bushberry extract and deliberol. After my previous experiments, I theorized that deadening the external senses might allow the mind's eye to glimpse the eternal. Alas, I was only partially successful. The combination of substances quickly rendered me both blind and feeble, so much so that I soon fell into a stupor. I awoke some hours later in a pile of my own sick, and a most curious craving for Tyler-2s. Okay, so Corstolorine and triple dosage. Ooh, searching file empty. And then A. Edwards. So personnel files for A. Edwards. Work in progress, 23,629 words. Stella It's fiction. It's erotic fiction. Oh my word. Call me Archibald, he said. Number 2. The Passion Broker. Oh dear. I'm not going to read through all of that. Number 3 is 143,000 words. Clinic of the Heart. Chapter 34, The Healing Touch. The only law here is love. Okay, so we can't change the patient records from here, or if we create a new account? Okay, connection offline. But we got what we came for, and that's the important thing. Okay, well, with that, I think it's probably time we finished this episode off, and we'll carry on the exploration of Stellar Bay next time. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for some more of the Outer Worlds. See you soon.